Imagine the fire alarm rings right now, and one of our great judges jumps up on stage and they say, "Don't panic," and they hand you a booklet and they play an unbelievably creepy video that says, "Stay put in the event of fire," just before they all get up and run off to their own expensive fireproof bunker. That'll give you some idea of what it was like living in 1981 Britain and witnessing the release of Protect and Survive, Britain's hauntingly useless nuclear civil defense program. Some examples of the advice it offered included how to build your own indestructible door fortress and how to properly label and dispose of family members in garbage bags. For some reason, this caused a bit of a backlash. But who wrote it and why? Did they even believe it? These are questions I had to answer, as to date there have been no books written about Protect and Survive. It doesn't help that most of the documents surrounding the program's creation have been classified until very recently. So I headed to the UK to find answers. And what I found was a story of a group of civil servants tasked with the impossible goal of protecting over 55 million people with a budget of a few million pounds. At first, I saw a shadow of conspiracy. I figured many of the program's authors were aware it wasn't going to work. I had an idea when I saw that the program director received a memo that said, "We're not doing anything to help people in apartment buildings," to which he replied, "Trying to help everyone in the event of nuclear war is egalitarian twaddle." But then I thought, this makes sense. If you saw a useless civil defense video, would you be more inclined to vote for the only party campaigning on a platform of maintaining nuclear weapons as a deterrent to nuclear war in the first place? Many British people did. In fact, it served the Conservative Party well for 20 consecutive years. But the more I studied, the more I realized this isn't just a British story, or a Cold War story, or even just a pocket history story. Everyone I talked to about Protect and Survive was fascinated because it was an immediately relatable story about humanity, about humans' amazing ability to grasp at hope when there's seemingly none. You know, when I read the official protocols and I read things such as, in the event the Prime Minister cannot fulfill their duties, the decision to launch a counterstrike shall be made by someone else. I read that as a story of a group of people trying to do something, anything that could prolong their civilization in the bleakest of scenarios. Now, challenges can define us. So too can they define a nation. What better way to study a culture than to learn about them at their most desperate and their deepest, darkest fears? The Blitz continues to define Britain, and so too will Protect and Survive once its story has been told. Thank you very much.